Mineral Beneficiation Services is building a plant in Limpopo to convert, waste iron, the waste from the magnetite into an iron product. How is that project progressing?
We start erecting plant during the course of next week. 75% of the plant is actually on site at Palabora.
The end goal is to extract that iron from the magnetite dump, which has been sitting in Palabora for so many years now.
They are moving quite a lot of it out of the country unbeneficiated. They probably move 2 or 3 million tons a year. What we want to do is take that up the value chain, and to this end, the first 50,000 is a prototype, but we're currently doing feasibilities on a further 500,000 ton capability, of which we've already got the supply agreement with Palabora for we've got 800,000 ton supply for 20 years. That we're busy doing the feasibility on at the moment. And outside, through the support of the Limpopo government, we've acquired a 65 hectare site where we're looking at putting another 500,000 tons. So we're looking ultimately at processing 1 million tons of product out of Palabora within the next 3 to 5 years. And if we fulfill our dreams and get to 1 million tons, we're looking at somewhere between 700 and 1,500 people directly involved in the project. The big value is currently you selling a product which returns about $100, $120. Our product is going to be selling at $450 into the same market. So you're four timesing the value of the material that we're processing.
And why is there such an uplift in value? What is the context?
I think in the making of steel, there's two routes. You either use iron ore as your primary ingredient, as in a blast furnace, or you use metal, as in scrap. So the product that we're making is a scrap equivalent, or a pig iron equivalent, or a hot briquetted iron equivalent, which sells for a premium of around $400 to $500 a ton, as opposed to the iron ore to $100 and $120 currently.
So this is quite a big uplift. You're talking about 1 million ton possibility here. What was the initial idea? It was much smaller than that.
When we started the business, we owned our own iron ore resource in Johannesburg, in fact, on the Ergo dump. And all we wanted to do was process and make value out of our own resource. And we discovered this more by chance than by design, that there was applicability in taking fine iron waste and turning it into a metallic, which you could use in the electric steel making industry and in the basic oxygen furnace.
And so the initial plant, that is a 120 million rand plant.
Yeah.
How did you raise the funding for that? Is there sufficient funding?
Yes, we fully funded for that. We have in our core company IMBS shareholding, we have a Russian steelmaker called Severstal, who through their equity participation had to bring certain financial cash into the business, and we've worked very successfully with IDC, who've been very supportive, and they've provided the balance of the funding needed. So we've equity funded a large portion, and there's a very little debt portion going into the project, but we fully funded until we go into operation.
But what about going to the 1 million tons? How would you fund that?
We have worked, and we are working continually with people, with our own shareholders and with the IDC and with mezzanine funders, and we're very confident that because of the nature of the modularity of the project, it's not a big bang project, so we don't need 800 million rand in one hit. We need tranches of, say, 100 million. And as you're producing, you have the ability to debt fund a large portion of that money. So, which is why we're such avid fans of modularity. It brings two really big things to the party. Firstly, it allows you a very quick deployment. So we can put up 50,000 tons or 100,000 tons every 6 months. And it gives you cash flow from month 6 of your project, versus in a big bang, if it takes you 2 to 3 years to construct a plant, you see money for the first time in 2 to 3 years.
And when do you expect the first metallic iron to emerge from this 120 million rand plant?
The cold commissioning will start taking place towards the end of the year, and we will be hot commissioning and running in the first quarter of next year.